Today I want to show you how to make a 2-stitch buttonhole. I'm working in 1x1 rib, so I'm going to work in my pattern until I get to the place where I want my buttonhole to be. Now I'm going to yarn forward, slip 1 stitch purlwise, and yarn back. And then I'm going to bind off 2 stitches. I'm going to slip 1 stitch purlwise, pass 1 stitch over, slip another stitch purlwise, and pass 1 stitch over. That was binding off 2 stitches. Now I'm going to slip that last stitch back to the left hand needle and turn the work. We're going to put the yarn in the back and do a cable cast on. A cable cast on just means that instead of knitting this stitch like I would normally, I'm going to knit between the stitches. Pull the yarn through those 2 stitches and put that stitch on the needle. You don't want to pull it too tight or else it will cause a big hole to form here. But we're going to use the cable cast on to cast on 3 stitches. And the reason we're casting on 3 stitches is because we want to cast on 1 more stitch than the number of stitches our buttonhole is going to be. Since we're working on a 2-stitch buttonhole, we want to cast on 3 stitches. And you'll see why in a moment. This is the 3rd stitch. Then we're going to turn the work, and we're going to bind off 1 stitch. And we do that so that we can avoid, sometimes a gap will form right here at the edge of the buttonhole, and we want to avoid that. So we're going to bind off 1 stitch. That's why we cast it on 1 more stitch than the width of our buttonhole. To bind off this stitch, we're going to slip 1 knitwise and pass 1 stitch over, and then we're going to put the yarn in the back and we're going to finish our row. And there's your 2-stitch buttonhole.